can you call?
Well,
Hey,
then let's.
What's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrived right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault.
Why is he so quick to write them off?
This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Okay, that's why.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Well, we'll talk to them individually then. Fine.
Your Excellency.
Let's get her side first.
I hope you will forgive us for that scene. My relations with Virgil have always been difficult, but ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may need an arbiter.
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
Just lay it on me.
For what reason were you quarreling?
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest did not matter. According to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating.
Oh, that's kind of
But
neat.
what really angers Virgil is the content we managed to decipher. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot
He's gonna hate
accept.
that.
He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged by the natives themselves.
Wow.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes, that's why he left along with Father Orbricus to fetch some help. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I underestimated the hardships we would encounter. I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly. But Virgil's being disingenuous does not help.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother Virgil.
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces of information, but you understand that I will also have to talk to Brother Virgil.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Okay, we'll hear him out. I mean, she's so obviously the level-headed one and the more trustworthy one. But I wonder if she kind of knows that and she could be playing us a little bit.
Brother Virgil,
What do you want?
can you explain to me what caused such a quarrel?
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. This woman should never have been the supervisor of our team.
So he makes it all
discoveries
personal.
made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She didn't want to stop the research. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking elementary precautions, and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even 1 second.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were obviously forged. I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
Do you have any proof?
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know anything about this?
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beasts, the diseases, and let's not forget the savages. we can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that they are responsible for the death of our colleagues.
That's strange. There aren't many villagers around here.
There aren't any. There are a few hermits, but they are not fighters. And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
We have been in this region before.
That's weird.
And the only native we met was a little insane, but would have been incapable of killing several priests.
Those savages may very well have been following us since our departure. We will not be safe on this island until it is entirely converted.
I see. So, you haven't tried to find your colleagues?
So we can die as well. I am not as crazy as Sister Eugenia.
So if we find them and they're not
take sides
dead,
in your quarrel for now. And in any case, it is not what matters the most. Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, I can only commend you for your bravery and wish you luck. But I would not get my hopes up. You should start by searching the excavation site.
Okay.
To get there, take the path south of here. But be careful. The creatures that roam the area are ruthless.
Okay, fine. And I imagine that if we can find somebody, or if we can find all of these guys, then they can substantiate the claims from all the others. Now, he said south, I mean, both are south, so. We'll start with this one. I don't know if this is the excavation site or not. Totally knew where I was going. Go back to where we set up the camp. Look at this. Oh, that guy definitely looks dead. But he could have been pushed. Ooh, we're gonna science them.
This man's death was no accident.
Exactly.
Nor was it linked to any predator attack. It was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace. And it didn't take place here. The marks
they dumped
surrounding
him
the
here.
body show that it was moved, most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death. This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child.
Oh,
The
see?
wound is located at the
So even
back
if we
of the
didn't have
skull.
science.
I regret to say that in my opinion, he was struck from behind. With a mace, most likely.
Is Petrus's bonus science? No, it's charisma.
This man's death
Whoops.
was no accident, nor was it linked to any predator attack.
Okay, so
It
we're...
was caused by a violent strike to the back of the skull with a mace. And it didn't take place here. The marks surrounding the body show that it was moved, most likely to make it seem like he fell to his death.
I mean, we've quite obviously entered sketch territory.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Ooh.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
May the enlightened protect thee in this battle. Yes, but is it dicey?
May the
You wonder.
suffering of all our enemies help our enemies.
So much armor. It's crazy what happens if we don't get rid of it. Like, sometimes I forget how powerful it is because we're usually able to replace it so quickly. When they're fully stacked like that, we literally do no damage. Now, this could be...
The body of this man was devoured by beasts.
Right.
But it happened after he had died. One of the wounds is clearly a knife wound.
Mace? Knife?
But alas, it's impossible to know who was wielding it. This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals.
Oh.
Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
You're right. He was stabbed before being
See,
fed
these
to
guys
the
help me
animals.
even if we didn't have the
But
science.
anyone could have used such a blade.
Well, I mean... Hopefully we get something concrete here. It's quite obvious that their deaths were not an accident. Oh god.
In this battle.
Big boys.
The cause of death is no mystery. This man was attacked by one of those large reptiles, a Llewellyn. And yet, these iridescent marks on his skin make me think that a stasis spell was cast on him first.
Really?
He was intentionally immobilized so that he would fall prey to this animal. It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This Virgil, he wants to push aside this woman at all costs.
Yep.
He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
Petrus, do you have any other thoughts on that, or... I think we're all on board. That's pretty sketch. So much for asking them if we could... Or so much for asking them anything, really. I was thinking we might be able to find out some info. Oh, wait. What the... I'm in a goddamn maze. Here we go. I actually want to see... Let's just take a look at their weapons. Look, there's a mace. These guys all have swords. Could be a knife. And then you have to imagine that maybe one of these guys could cast stasis. I don't know how we can prove that. The fact that we see maces at least.
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency, weren't you supposed to
Oh,
be
he's
looking for our
surprised.
colleagues?
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness are to blame for this.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental, and yet they were disguised as such.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is unquenchable. I knew we should never have come without an escort.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need to hide when they protect their land. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to disguise a death.
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that remind you of anyone?
Fine. You unmasked me.
Oh, he just admits
But
it.
know that my cause is righteous. The Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye on this expedition.
Yeah.
To ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation or our presence on this island. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy. A dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened to the teachings of the natives?
Oh,
But
that he
even
was
then,
open-minded?
Foolish Eugenia accepted these discoveries as truth, without any hesitation, without realizing that our entire nation could suffer because of it. So yes, I wanted to scare her.
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far as assassinating several of your colleagues.
Come now. What would you do if someone were threatening the congregation? You cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to kill. You may have already done so. But since you want to avoid using violence, help me convince Eugenia to go back to Eden. My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries. And you will be rewarded.
Come on,
This
Virgil.
Renaigse tried to blame my people for these crimes. The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died. He must answer for his treachery.
I agree.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset in Talene. But he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. On this island, Cornelia should be the one to decide. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't want them to start killing each other.
Well, we're not gonna take his side. If we reveal what happened to everyone, then they're gonna fight. If we ask him to leave the expedition, he lives. I think people should know, but I just fear that it's going to end up in a slaughter, and obviously our reputation with either side, well, not either side, but our reputation with Talene could be at risk. But I imagine that she would probably be understanding.
It seems to me that all members of this expedition are concerned.
Whoops.
They should decide on what to do next.
So reputation with Petrus is down. Because we kind of went against what he said, which... understandable.
Everybody listen. Alas, I must inform you that I have found the dead bodies of your missing colleagues.
How awful.
Okay.
What happened to them?
Someone wanted us to believe that they were killed by some swamp animals, but it was all staged. Your colleagues were murdered, and their bodies abandoned to the creatures.
What? But why do such a thing? And who murdered them?
Brother Virgil confessed to his crimes in front of me.
Monster! You will pay for these crimes. These people you killed were our brothers, our friends.
You stupid goose. You really believe that I will let
Jesus
you
Christ,
pass judgment
Virgil.
on me? You shouldn't have been so quick to accept these lies that could destroy our nation. And want to reveal them for all to hear. You are solely responsible for these deaths.
How dare you present yourself as the protector of our nation? Murderer!
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
The thing is,
The enlightened guide! Do you think you can face a woman of faith? Right! The enlightened guides his own.
see, the way I look at this is that I love how this guy's over here just like praying. What the frick are you doing, dude? His wrists are sore. He's stretching. If we just order him to leave, I kind of feel like he's getting off the hook. Because I don't know if there's a way that that comes back, and that we can for sure ensure that there's justice. And I'm not all about like an eye for an eye necessarily. Like, I don't believe that he needed to die there, but we knew it was a possibility, and I'm okay with it.
I'm sorry, sister. Brother Virgil.
Oh, he
fled
is
during the
gone.
battle.
The coward. And naturally, his accomplices fled along with him.
Uh-oh.
What a waste.
So he's gone either
So
way.
many people died.
Perhaps I shouldn't have revealed his crimes in front of everyone, but I thought it was the best way of ensuring he would be judged.
Yikes.
Considering how high tensions have been these last few days, a fight was inevitable, alas. But you did what you thought was fair. Here, take this. As a token of gratitude for shedding light on these dismal events. Alas. We will have to go back to Eden as well. There are too few of us to continue the research.
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but a single step in St. Matthias's journey. The last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped to go there.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us where to look.
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start from the excavation site where he wrote this. I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps you will be lucky enough to find more of his writings. That would be fantastic.
Don't worry. I will conduct this research and come find you here if I uncover anything.
Yeah, the one thing I didn't really consider there is that it was possible that like we knew that there might be a fight or what have you. What the? Impossible to climb. I guess through here. I wasn't really considering. It sounds terrible. I wasn't considering the lives of the other, like of her expedition. And I totally get it. Okay, so we have to wrap around this way through this path again, I think. And he gets away either way, so that's kind of interesting. But I just feel like if we're like, okay, you leave the expedition, I just feel like that's such an easy way out. So I kind of, you know, I appreciate that there's this gray area. That's one of the best things about this. And although from the start I was kind of like, well, it's so obvious that Virgil is like doing this. But I do kind of like how it turned out in a sense. Wait, is this just... I don't know, it's tough to see the elevation in there. Holy Christ.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
I am out of bullets, actually.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Oh, where are you guys running? Oh, you're okay. Different path. Fair enough. just check this area before we move out of here. Oh, hello. God, he's under my skin. The fact that he got away too really pisses me off.
I've never been that far into the swamp, but if I was to live here, I would look for a drier place.
Oh, this is good. Okay, we actually need to make some ammo. That'll do. This is blocked. We've got a ledge here, guys. Holy frick!
May the enlightened help us.
May the enlightened protect me in this
Oh,
battle.
nice. Oh, he kind of reminds me of the other spear holder.
Engulf our enemies.
Poison and elemental be good. Damn it.
I am wounded.
All right, that should be good. Oh, look at that. Let's get rid of as much armor as we can. If he gets close to us, we can just stasis. Damn it. I thought I was walking there. I'm actually gonna... Damn it.
Your armor is falling apart.
Over here, big boy. We're getting pretty good at these, actually. And every one of these guardians drops one of those memory crystals too. So if we ever wanted to respec and just try something totally different, I suppose that we could. Oh, well, let me guess.
Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's take a break here and we go in. We're going to find something pretty nutty, I'm sure. So, yeah, buckle up. If you guys... I'd like to hear different outcomes of of that last quest too, because probably could have played out in a few different ways. I'm a little disappointed that we lost a point with Petrus, and we kind of gained 2 points with Taleme, but then dropped one. I'm not sure how, what's her name, Cornelia? Is that correct? Is going to respond, but hopefully she sees what we tried to do. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out anyways. Wish me luck. We'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.